When you think of a barbershop, you think of a place you can go to get a trim. But on this episode of Oshkosh Today, it's all about the Winnebago Land Barbershop Chorus. Roger LaPointe is my next guest. Roger, thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks for inviting us.
The Winnebago Barbershop Chorus has a show coming up fairly soon here. Give us the details, when, where, the whole rundown.
Well, this year is our 70th annual, so we've been doing this for a long time, and it's on March 23rd at the Alberta Kimball, and it's a 6:30 start. And we have our featured guest is the Benson family.
Okay.
This group, we always have a guest quartet. This quartet happens to be a man that directs one of the best choruses in the nation. And he's got 3 sons that he sings with, and they're wonderful. They're unbelievable. So it'll be very unique and entertaining.
Looking at the graphic that's on the screen right now, I think this ties in with it, but what is this year's show theme? It's something to do with CSI?
Yep, crime scene investigation, Oshkosh. It's about some lady that disappears, and there's all kinds of crazy things that go on, and music provided for each one of these crazy things. So it's a comedic show somewhat, and the audiences usually love that stuff.
So it's almost like a stage show plus a singing?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
There'll be about 5 chorus quartets that come out and sing a song pertaining to this theme, along with the 45-member chorus that'll be singing a number of tunes too. So it's about a 45-minute show here, and it'll be about 1 hour and 20 minutes altogether with the guests and everything else. So.
And did I mishear you, or did I hear you correctly when you said 70th?
It's our 70th annual. We chartered in 1945, and that adds up to about 67 or 8. But there was a few years we had 2 shows a day, and so that's how it got to be 70.
So how long have you been doing a theme for these shows, and who keeps the ideas so fresh?
Well, we have the music committees that do that, and the script committees. I think it started, I would say, like 15 years ago with these. Otherwise, it was just inviting different choruses to be there.
Every year you guys have sung at the Leach Amphitheater, is that correct?
Yes, we've been invited. This will be our 3rd year. We lead off for the kids from Wisconsin. Everybody knows who those kids are. I mean, they're great. They're great musicians and singers. So the Parks Department asked us to do that. To be 3 or 4 years ago, and it's quite neat to get out in the community in a venue like that. That's great.
So with all these shows and all the places you're traveling to out of all these years, what have been kind of maybe the more memorable stops along the way? Venues.
For shows, you mean?
Yeah.
For annual shows? Well, we have a lot of Sven and Ole type scripts. And so those are 2 characters in our chorus that do slapstick stuff around music that our directors we have to rehearse for a whole year doing this stuff. So we only have a few weeks left, maybe, what is it, like 5 weeks left before we have our show. But so I can't explain any more than that. Besides, we've been camping in the outdoors, and we just do a lot of themes around Sven and Ole, and those are always crowd pleasers.
Talk about what this chorus does out in the community. I hear you do quite a bit of community. There's a lot of community involvement.
Yes, and that's the fun stuff to do. We rehearse every Tuesday at Peace Lutheran, and but to get out in the city, to the community, we sing at the EAA, we sing at the Leach, a lot of park concerts in the summertime, and a lot of churches we do. We have a scheduler for that, and just a number of things. We're doing something almost, except for maybe January, just about all the time.
How many competitions each year is this group attending or competing in?
Well, since our director is Todd Oxley, and he's a school teacher his whole life, and he's our director now, and he challenged us about 4 years ago to step it up. So we've been competing the last 4 years or so. So we do the spring one every year, and it's called the Pack of Land Division.
Okay.
And if you make the cut there, and you go to the Land O'Lakes district, which is usually in the Rochester area. This year it's in La Crosse. So it's good to see how you compete with some of the chapters in the state and around the area. So
sure. And this is a group that gets a lot of practice, you know, with their different events and whatnot. You're also singing the national anthem at Wisconsin Timber Rattlers.
yeah, they invite us, and it's kind of a neat deal. It's fun to sing those kind of songs in front of different crowds. And we just spend it's usually a practice night, a rehearsal night, that we just go there and have some hot dogs and a couple beers maybe and stuff like that. But it's fun singing the national anthem. It's a little bit different than normal singing. So,
is there a way, if someone were interested in joining the group, how do they go about that if indeed you are routinely looking for new members and new singers?
it's like any other club or group. As you can see, I'm not 25 years old anymore, but usually we have youth infusion. We try to get as many youth as possible. We have the Oshkosh West for the last 13 years have had a barbershop chorus there, and it keeps the seeds going. And we have a couple of young men in our chorus right now, so it's just wonderful to have those kind of people. And like I said before, we practice every Tuesday night at Peace Lutheran Church downstairs in the activity room, and we're always willing to have anybody come down to see what we're about and see what our hobby is about, and that's what it is for us. So it's quite fun.
All right. Well, thank you, sir. We appreciate the time.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Only a couple of segments left. Next, if it's old, it's worth something, right? Not always. The Oshkosh Memorabilia Club's upcoming Antique Appraisal Show is our focus.